Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you guys an update to my Dark Magician Girl deck profile for October 2017. Been a good while since I actually did an update to this deck, so I thought, why not, with the new Legendary deck support out, making it easier for people to gain access to a lot of what you need for the deck, I thought it was the perfect time for a deck profile. With the help of my girlfriend Marissa letting me borrow her deck for this profile, let's go ahead and get started. So obviously, since it's the main focus of the deck, Dark Magician Girl, we're running 3 of her. She is the main card of the deck, obviously, focused around all the different plays you can do with the other Magician Girls that you run in this deck. Pretty standard effect, which you don't make full use of, just the Graveyard Dark Magician plus power effect with her, which is still pretty cool in that sense, but like I said, she's mostly just there for the other plays you do with the deck. I have 2 Berry Magician Girl in the deck. I would run 3. This card is very good just for that search power that you can get off with her. If this card is normal summon, you can add 1 Magician Girl monster from your deck to your hand once per turn during either player's turn. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets this card or targets this card for an attack, you can change this card's battle position, and if you do, special summon 1 Magician Girl from your deck except for Berry Magician Girl. So not only does she help set up some of your future plays, you can also get that search off from her and not have to worry about, taking damage from her, since she'll switch to defense most of the time with her own effect. She kind of reminds me of Maiden for Blue Eyes with that defense special kind of ability, but still really cool for all that access you can grab from her. Like I said, I wanted to run 3 Berry Magician Girl, but until the 3rd one, I'll put in 1 Lemon Magician Girl. She is a tribute effect to search. Basically, you tribute 1 Magician Girl except for Lemon Magician Girl to add 1 spellcaster type monster from your deck to your hand, and once per turn, if this card is targeted for an attack, you can special summon 1 spellcaster type monster from your hand, and its effects are negated, then change the attack target to it. And if you do, the attacking monster's attack becomes half its current attack. So kind of like a kind of scapegoat kind of card, protecting herself from attacks, which is what a lot of them go for with this deck. The tribute effect, though, is the one reason why I have her at 1. There were times when I was testing 2, when I did open up multiple Lemon of the 2 that I ran, and couldn't really do much, was kind of stuck for slow plays there. So keeping it at the 1 and throwing in the 3rd Berry Magician Girl would definitely be one of my changes that I would do. And then I also run 2 Kiwi Magician Girl. This card, during either player's turn, you can discard this card. Magician Girl monsters you currently control gain 300 attack and defense for each Magician Girl monster with different names on the field and in the graveyard. Until the end of the turn, spellcaster type monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects, and your opponent cannot target them with card effects. So like I said, I really like that she's a hand trap. Most of the time, you don't want to get her out for the normal summon. You want to just save her in your hand for the hand trap effect, for that power boost and protection play, which makes her really good when you search her, just to have that in your hand for later moves and turns. And I also run 2 Chocolate Magician Girl. Might bump this card up to 3. She's actually proved pretty well with her combos that she can do in the deck. Once per turn, you can discard 1 spellcaster type monster to draw 1 card. And once per turn, if this card is targeted for an attack, you can target 1 spellcaster type monster in your graveyard, except for Chocolate Magician Girl, special summon it, then change the attack target to it. And if you do, the attacking monster's attack becomes its current attack. So another scapegoat attack kind of play monster. And the discard draw also works really well, since you discard a spellcaster, and if you discard cards like Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, you can get them back with cards like Dark Magic Veil, which we'll get to later on in the video. And lastly, for the Magician Girls, I run 1 Apple Magician. Its effect is once per turn, if this card is targeted for an attack, you could special summon 1 level 5 or lower spellcaster type monster from your hand, then change the attack target to it, and if you do, the attacking monster's attack becomes half its current attack. And if this card is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can target up to 3 other Magician Girl monsters with different names in your graveyard, add them to your hand. So I really like her for that last add effect. Really helps just to grab back some cards that you've already used from the graveyard back in your hand, including Berry and Kiwi. I'm not a big fan of the fact that it says level 5 or lower on this card, since that means you can't grab Dark Magician Girl off of that play, which kind of, goes against the deck, since these cards are supposedly meant to work with her. And then the monsters for the non-Dark Magician Girl part of the deck are 2 Dark Magician. Might bump this card up to 3, changing around some of the numbers, which is one big thing about this deck that you have to remember, is you could switch around a lot of the numbers with the different types of monsters that you have with this deck, based on more of a player preference of what you want to do, and whatever works better for you when you draw those practice hands. But I found 2, it's searchable, reusable, and the main focus of the deck is Dark Magician Girl, so you want to make her the key spotlight card of this deck. But Dark Magician does really help just on the sidelines for his extra abilities that you get off with some of the cards that we'll get to in a bit. And also 3 Magician's Rod. This card just helps set up with its spell and trap search effect. When normal summon, you can grab Magician's Navigation or Dark Magical Circle. Really happy that all those cards are a lot easier to get now, making this deck a lot more viable and more playable also, in my opinion. Same with 3 Apprentice Illusion Magician. Not technically Magician Girl per se, but she still has that great discard cost effect for making Dark Magician Girl powerful during an attack, and an easy special summon you can make use of as well with her own effect. Also with getting more Magician Girls in the graveyard with this play for recycle later with cards like Apple. And that's it for the monsters in the deck. We'll move on to spells. I run 2 Eye of Timaeus. Now, I like running this card in this deck just for the fact that you can fusion summon very easily with Dark Magician, and especially Dark Magician Girl, going into cards like Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knight. With this card, fairly simple, getting out more powerful monsters and making full use of this card. Just 2, though. I found 3 to be a very big dead draw when I would just draw this and have no way to either special summon out a Dark Magician Girl or Dark Magician, and just be stuck with those cards in my hand until I hopefully drew something better. And by then, it was pretty much too late because my opponent would have me cornered. And also 3 Dark Magical Circle, just another good search and banish effect that you can make use of with the deck. And I'm also running 2 Dark Magic Veil. This is the pay 1,000 life points to special summon 1 Dark Spellcaster type monster from your hand or graveyard. Now, this card can be swapped back and forth. If you want to run Summoner Monk, you can go ahead and try swapping out the Dark Magic Veils for 2 Summoner Monks. See if that works any better for you. I know that the combo play is liked very much by people that like to get out Chocolate Magician Girl and go off for some different effects with that. But I'm a fan of Veil, just for the easy special summon from the hand or graveyard of Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl. One of the weirdest things is just that all the other Magician Girls have different attributes, including fire, water, wind, light, and earth, just making it completely different. I guess, like you'd say, of the team sort of aspect, with Magician Girls having 1 attribute for each one. Also, 1 Dark Magic attack for the Dark Magician destruction effect. If you can take care of your opponent's back row, it's a very big play you can make use of. 1 Dark Burning Magic. It's a quick play spell card. If you control Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl, destroy all cards your opponent controls. A very powerful card as well. Just the 1, though, it is searchable. Plus, if you have to do this card twice, you're obviously giving your opponent way too much time to make a comeback after you blow up their entire field, which most of the time you'll want to use that card, obviously, when they're pretty board heavy and have a lot of resources that they can't afford to lose. Also, 2 Pot of Duality. This card is just a final search because you can get a lot of these effects off during your opponent's turn, so you want to make sure you have the proper setup for what you need with the other cards in your hand. And that is it for the spell cards. We'll now move on to traps. I run 2 Magician's Defense. It's a continuous trap card. If you control spellcaster type monster, any damage you take is half. You cannot half the same damage twice this way. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target 1 spellcaster type monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So kind of a protection kind of card for that damage, especially since a lot of the Magician Girls do have low attack that can easily be taken advantage of. And the other ability for the special summon just helps really much because sometimes you'll set this card and you can kind of bait them out thinking it might be something else like Eternal Soul or something like that, and so they'll end up hitting it, but then you'll just have basically the special summon to go off of this card regardless if that were to occur or not. And also 2 Eternal Souls, just for more easy special summons, like I said, with this card. Also that protection effect really comes in handy with the Dark Magician. And also 3 Magician's Navigation, being searchable off of Dark Magical Circle and Rod just makes this card all the more playable for it. That Dark Magician special summon technique, which, like I said, just really helps with backupping the deck with Dark Magician, since you need that power just to assist with the Magician Girls and their effects at time. And the last for the traps, 1 Solemn Warning and 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, make it a round out to 40 cards in the deck. And moving on to the extra deck, I run 2 Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. Now these numbers can be swapped around to what you prefer also as well for the fusion cards, but Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight with Timaeus, very easy summon, and basically once per turn you can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, target 1 face-up card on the field, destroy it. Another destruction effect, which is really good since you have the Banish with Dark Magical Circle, and more pop power with this. And also 2 Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. This is one of the Timaeus cards. Protects your spell and traps, and it's also counted as Dark Magician while it's on the field, so you can get that special summon off and take effect of Magical Circle as well. Plus 1 Amulet Dragon just for that additional fusion backup that you can have with the Dark Magician for a more power play as well. And then for the Exceed monsters, I run 1 Ebon Illusion Magician and 1 Ebon High Magician, just for some rank 7 plays that you can do. Same with number 11 Big Eye, when that situation comes up. For the Dark Magician Girl ranks, playing 1 Ptolemy M7 and 1 Gauntlet Launcher. And for the few rank 4 plays, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Tornado Dragon, and 1 Castel the Sky Blaster. And then lastly, for the Link monsters, 1 Link Spider, just for the normal monster reuse of Dark Magician, where you can link into this, special summon back Dark Magician, use the effects, and 1 Decode Talker, just for the fact that you can get out a lot of the Magician Girls and then use them for this play if you need be. If you have like a more powerful card you need to get over, like I said, it's very easy to swarm a lot of these cards onto the field very quickly and make use of Decode Talker. But yeah, that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Once again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, Kira Twig out.